Jamie, one of the secondary sources of assurance that you mentioned today is the presence of the Spirit. Does the Holy Spirit ever leave a believer who strays or who has doubts about his or her salvation?
Well, that's a great question because, we live in a theological environment today that even within Christianity, or what people would call Christianity, there's some teaching in which some would argue that, the Holy Spirit can come and go into your life. And it's kind of tricky because when you read the Old Testament, it indeed seems to be the case that the Holy Spirit would come upon people and then seemingly leave people. Like David said in Psalm 51, take not your Holy Spirit from me, which people often quote as suggesting that the Holy Spirit can come and go in our lives. But here's the deal, is that along came the New Covenant, the New Testament, what we call our Age of Grace, and everything changed. You can read about it in Acts chapter 2 and then Ephesians chapter 1. In Acts chapter 2, the day of Pentecost came and the Holy Spirit came upon the gathered church and individuals in a very, very profound and unique way. Jesus said that the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit would take up residence in our lives and never leave us or forsake us. At least Jesus would not. And so the implication strongly is that the Holy Spirit is the one who now lives in us, not to be removed, sealed, as Ephesians 1 says, until the day of redemption, our final redemption. So the clear scriptural indication is that now in the New Testament era, when you have the Holy Spirit in you, He's there to stay. And that's why the assurance of the believer, the security of the believer, is so rock solid and so sure. Because once the Holy Spirit lives in you, again, with the coming of Jesus now, He's not going to leave you. As Ephesians 1 said, He is the deposit guaranteeing our inheritance. He's the security that we have. So when we said today that His Spirit, the Holy Spirit, speaks to our spirit, which is what 1 John 5 tells us, we can have surety that if you are His, as Romans 8 very clearly says, the Holy Spirit will confirm to you that you are His and speak to you words of assurance. You don't always hear Him. There are times that gets clouded. There's times where I think the Spirit tends to well up more within us than other times. So, hey, that's all true. But He never leaves us. If you're a follower of Jesus, you are sealed with the Holy Spirit until the day of your redemption. Walk confidently in that.
Thank you, Jamie.